Aloha, I'm Powered Entrepreneur. And today I want to talk about how to grow a personal brand in the 21st century. So, if you have a personal brand where the brand is basically you, your products and services have basically they're you, right? Then we want to talk about unique ways that you can grow it, get more clients and whatnot. Now, this does kind of touch on it's like, well, should we have a personal brand or should we have a company that is going to sustain beyond the individual? And it really can vary. I mean, sometimes what you're doing is positioning yourself as someone who is in a unique position, the situations in life and whatnot that you've gone through that can help someone else. And basically, as a result of doing that, then you end up becoming the brand. I like really aim to not end up creating a personal brand for myself. And what ended up happening was the more that I dove into what made what I do unique, the more it turned into a personal brand. People were like, "Hey, just call Tom," right? So if the referrals and the clients and everyone they were looking for me to work with me for those reasons, then I just said, you know what, I need to position my marketing a little bit that leverages the fact that there's a brand around who I am. And that's not to say that I can't, continue the business, like after I transition or anything like that, right? There's still opportunities to do that because then my name can be connected to a brand, and then the brand can further grow and develop, and then more and more people can connect with the brand that way. So here are some ways that if you are the business, people basically connect to you as the business, as the brand. Here are some ideas for growing that brand. The first one, of course, is to define your niche. Now, here's the thing: the the idea that I want to. This is something that I'm sure you've heard of, but here's the thing: that the way that I look at this, defining your expertise and focus on a niche to identify yourself as an authority is okay, pretty much what a lot of people are aware of. What I want you to think about is beyond who you want to serve, but think about their thinking. Think about their beliefs. And we did uh, a whole episode on the idea of the three different types of beliefs that I dive into when I'm growing a business. And they're and in a niche, look at the result that you want. Look at where they're stuck, what they're aiming for, their thinking, and really, if you're solving a particular problem, what that problem is. This is not just write down all the criteria around your ideal client. This is much more around what are you focusing on and what's common amongst the clients that you do have. The astrological clients that I have, they typically they have a problem. There's something they're navigating. There's something either it's related to overwhelm, or there's a change in their life, there's a change in their business. I had a client not too long ago who said, got married, had a kid, bought a house, changed a business all at the same time. Can I talk to you? And I'm like, sure. I'm like, because people are very not as when they're going through something, it's much more of a urgent thing to navigate or an important thing to dive into. And so, I can say, hey, you know what? I help people that are planning on buying a house, getting married, having a kid, and changing a job, or changing a business. But that's not to say that it's actually going to happen. That they'll come out to me ahead of time. There's a reason. There's some reason for them to engage with you, right? I was watching a show the other day that was talking about restorative construction, and it's a field I know very little about. I was watching it, and it's interesting to me that it's how they some of the companies will basically they're aware of there was some sort of disaster that prompted them to have to go in to fix the building, fix the house, et cetera. And so recognizing, that it's somebody else's home that they're going into, and the connection that they bring there, and it's nobody's really going to, like nobody's really gonna they're not gonna plan restorative construction because there's nothing to plan there. It's an emergency type situation. So just thinking through, it's like, hey, if the customer goes through a situation overnight, right, they're going to want to call somebody. There's a 24-hour service line, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So in defining your niche, really think through who from the concept of the beliefs, their thinking, the problems they go through, what it is that you want to be able to do. If somebody wants to talk about, energy and astrology, they contact me. If somebody wants to talk about astrology and growing a business, they contact me. If somebody wants to talk about handling problems in the chart, they come to me, because other astrologers will just tell them ways things are, and they won't give them a way to solve it. Right. So if they want to apply those things, they come to me. And so it's kind of interesting in that regard. Another way you can grow personal brand is with high quality content. So providing value to your target audience, positioning yourself as an expert. So it can be blog posts, articles, videos, podcasts, social media posts. So one of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast, and actually I recently just decided to start making videos that go with the podcast episodes and posting them on the Empowered Entrepreneur Show YouTube channel, is to get the information out to more people, to get this information out to more people. Plus, with the YouTube algorithm, there's a bit of, they'll share it more and help me grow the audience a bit more. Podcasting, there's a lot more active audience growth that needs to occur. So, putting out that high quality content, generally it's like the more that I find, it's like you share, give away that information, sell implementation, right? The more that they know what's in store, what it takes to pull this off, the more likely they are to then just hire you to do it. It's one of those interesting things. It always fascinated me that done for you services are the most expensive, and yet done for you services, there's no knowledge shared. It's just they go build it. They use their expertise. They go build it, and done with you, there's knowledge shared. It's cheaper, but you actually get the knowledge, and you can reuse the knowledge, and you can gain a greater return on your investment because you now have this knowledge, and then do it yourself. Well, then you're not, it's going to still take you a bit longer to potentially learn certain things. So it's fascinating to me. So the high quality content, from my perspective, is give them the things that they could use to go potentially do it themselves, and they also get an awareness of what it takes to pull this off, and then they're more likely to reach out. You can help them through something, and then it's up to them whether it's like done with you or done for you. Of course, the reason why done with you is cheaper is because there's less of an involvement from the service provider, to actually deliver something, right? They're just helping you to deliver it. And yet it's interesting to me because I actually think done with you is even more valuable at times, because you're actually learning the various things that you do. So anyway, so when I think of high quality content, I do think of more of the do it yourself, sharing these videos and stuff like that. And another way you could do personal brand is social media, of course, promoting your brand, connecting with your target audience, using platforms that are most relevant, for your niche, for your audience. So uh, if your particular niche congregates in a certain area, online, connecting with them there, right? And just connecting, sharing what your expertise is and that type of thing. Something that you're able to do. Another one is an extension of that, networking. So industry events, professional organizations, connecting with other thought leaders, going to conferences in related fields, presenting, that type of thing to get the brand out there. Keeping in mind what makes you unique in the course of doing this. Um, Another way is to collaborating with other thought leaders and influencers. Sometimes they do this through online summits, and that type of thing. And basically, the idea is it'll help you reach new audiences, expand, your reach in the industry, and that type of thing. Another way is to optimize your website. So making sure the website showcases your portfolio, skills, experience, making sure that it's optimized for conversions, easy to navigate. So My tomtenaglia.com website is all about my personal brand. It's not marketing focused per se. It's focused specifically around building the knowing, liking, and trusting factor, right? It's a website around what it is that I do. So if people have any question what I do, it's all right there. Then there's specific marketing funnels that will take you to that follow the marketing principles. Right. So if people want to know, hey, who is Tom? Well, the answer is right on that site. The another way is to leverage speaking gigs. So if you can have speaking opportunities at events, conferences, etc. So establishing yourself as an authority, increasing your visibility, etc. And then another way is to just simply be authentic. Making sure that in your interactions with others, you're true to yourself, your brand, what your brand stands for. So just overall building trust and credibility with your audience. So if you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, aloha, ahui ho. I'll talk with you again soon. Take care.